Okay, Judy, we're looking at St. Louis Blues. We're definitely working on line 3, but line 2 I wanted to kind of just follow up with what I was talking about earlier today, and that is that I want to separate the two halves of this second line, but unevenly. The first measure of line 2 you did perfectly. That's great. And then because the second measure has the weird hammer-on, I shouldn't say weird, but the interesting hammer-on, it makes the whole measure seem a little bit weird. So what I'm going to do is add the first two beats of the second measure into your practicing with the first measure, so it just goes a little smoother, at least up to that point. So you'd have, of the second measure, I want you to add that part right there. So you'd separate, do that by itself, beat 1 and beat 2 by itself, and then when that feels good, really focus on going from second finger to third finger to second finger, okay? When that feels good, add it to the measure before it. And what's weird is putting that second finger down. You just haven't had to do it yet, so it's a little goofy. And then iron that out by itself. Just work on measure 1 and the first half of measure 2, okay? Then we're isolating that hammer-on still, okay? You were doing this before. You were going the end of beat 4 of measure 2. You were going, right? Just the open note, and then hammer on with the bass note. Okay, I want you to keep doing that. And then I want you to add the 8th note before it, which is the pinch. Sorry. And don't worry about too much on timing, just try and get the mechanics of it. Like that. And then add the E that comes after it. When that feels good, add the two 8th notes that are beat 3 of measure 3. So 2 open notes, A, B, and the pinch. So that becomes its own thing. Alright, that's the main thing that you're trying to work towards. If you can get that part there feeling good, the rest of the measure is gravy. You're going to be fine. Okay? You would just keep going. Once that feels good, you keep going. Right, triplet. Remember that's a half note into a triplet at the end. I forgot about that. Anyway, so you separate those two things, but you need to work to it. Do it the way we just did it. Start with the hammer, then add the pinch, then add the E, then add the 2 notes before it, and then put the whole thing together. Okay, that's how we're going to do line 2. All right, looking at line 3, I've got a B7 chord to start off with. Just put the B7 chord down. Sorry. I'm stopping there on beat 3 because I want you to think about the next beat as you play the first note of beat 4, and then you're going to let go of it, okay? Because that's what's happening there. So I want you to kind of know that's happening. I'm going to sneeze. Don't sneeze. Don't sneeze. So playing that, don't sneeze. Excuse me. All right. At least you know this video has not been edited. So B7, and you play that full measure. Sorry. You're going to let go of it to get to the next measure. Okay. Next measure by itself is second finger starts it off, which was part of the B7 chord, which is a weird jump. Everything in the second measure is done with the finger that corresponds with the fret that it's on. It's not too hard. The hard part is switching between those two first and second measures there. So what I want you to do is look at beat 4 of measure 1 on line 3, where your B7 chord is down, and then going into beat 1 of the second measure. Okay, so you end up with a B7 chord down, then you let go of everything to hit the open G, and on your way, when you play that open G, your second finger's on its way to putting it down on C sharp on the second fret of the second string. So you end up with this. Nice, Dean. B7, nothing. Okay, that's not right. Okay, all by itself, just working on that transition. The last part is the fun part. Okay, you start measure 3 with 2 open E's. Now we were talking about what's really happening here is first and second finger are playing everything in this measure. All right. So what I want you to do is start the end of the measure and look at first finger on C, second finger on A, and just look at beat 4. Because with the first and second finger down, you pinch and then hit the open E with your A finger. That's beat 4. 4 and, okay? If you move first and second finger up 1 fret each, you end up with the 2-3 you see on beat 3. Okay? If you move them up 1 more fret each, you end up with the 3-4 you see on beat 2. Alright? Now the slide is just backing up what you just did to 2 and 3, and you're going to play it as if you're going what you just did, but you're going to slide into it. Alright, so it's, what is it? Yeah. 2 and 3 and 4 and, so the slide is kind of not really in time. Okay, that's that part. It's not too bad. The next thing is your first finger on the next measure is going to drop down to G sharp. Okay, and then you're going to play P-I-M-A and pinch everything. Okay, so that together with this is drop your first finger on G sharp and pinch everything. Last thing is just a bunch of thumbs. Okay, so that last measure is. Now, the very last thing you're going to do, second finger has just played the E, it just slides without playing it again up to the 7th fret. Like that. Okay, so if you went, hold it, move it up to 7. Hold it, and look at 7 and get it there. Look at 7. Okay? So, last line. Sorry, I keep doing that. Yeah. That is literally what is written. If you have any questions on that, feel free to ask. Just keep it broken down into these smaller, manageable things, and you'll be good. Have an awesome week.